like when we get player Doc Rivers on the show. It's time for BS or Real Talk. We give you the quotes. You give us emojis to tell you how true they think they are. Let's get to Patrick Beverley, whose history with Russell Westbrook, well documented on this program. Russ had this to say about Beverley after last night's game.
Pat Bev trick y'all, man. Like, he playing defense. He don't guard nobody, man. Just running around doing nothing. It's not. As you've seen, what happened 47. All that commotion to get 47.
Guys, signs up.
Okay.
Is Russ BS or Real Talk that Pat doesn't guard anybody?
I agree that there are times when Pat Bev is a little bit, dramatic in his defense, but the man defends. The man defends. He defended last night, too.
Look, Russ, I love you, the Brody. I love you. We got our ties, but this BS, man. Listen, this is how Pat Bev makes his name. This is how he's surviving in the NBA. This is how he got the big contract.
How we got into the NBA in the first place.
Yes, it's not like he's out here giving you 15 points a game. No, some nights he don't even score, maybe only score 2 or 3 points, and he has an impact on the game because of what he brings on the defensive end. So much as I love you, Russ, I got to go against you, and that was BS.
You were in Oklahoma City for some of the early parts of why this got so ugly.
Oh, this beef is not going to end.
Right.
I told you that yesterday.
Yeah.
These guys really don't like each other.
There will be time. Brian has said about some of these guys that, we see this decades later. They'll all be like, punch each other in the shoulder.
I would have to agree with Perk on this one.
This would never go.
Not gonna be like that at all. Let's talk about Damian Lillard because he has played great most of this season.
Yeah.
50, 40, 90.
Even though the team has not. But last night, some of Portland's overall issues seemed to catch up with him. He had 9 points last night, 9 points, and that broke a 230-game double-digit scoring streak. Here he is talking about Portland's 4-8 start. Take a look here. The quote is, "Every season is bad stretches and it's good stretches. And especially for us, we always find a way to turn it around. I think that's why I'm able to keep a level head and still be confident that we can find our way because we have done it so many times." All right, guys. Do you think that statement from Dame, BS or Real Talk? What do you got? What do you got? Ooh.
This is one of those things that's accurate but not true. Him saying we always find a way to turn it around is true. They have done that. But you're not saying about this particular time. By the way, as a quick aside, how about the Raptors play the Lakers and LeBron, play the Clippers, which they lost,
right,
and Dame Lillard. They hold the combined of those three stars, they hold them to 34 points on 24% shooting over those 3 games.
Without Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, they lost
Serge
2
Ibaka.
starters on this trip. But anyway, the Blazers have done this before. They have gotten off to bad starts and turned it around. I do not especially feel optimistic about this year, but that statement in and of itself is true.
Burke's calling BS.
And I'm not calling Dame BS because he could turn it around. And they have, like you said, Brian, they have turned it around. But they're not going to turn it around. This is not the same team from last year. I think they got worse over the summer. When you look at their team, they lost Aminu, they lost Steve Kerr, they lost Harkless, they lost some key guys. And then with the injury of Zach Collins, it's huge for Portland. It's only so much that Dame and CJ could do. And then on top of that, Pat Riley, the great Pat Riley, fooled them and sold them a used Buick that needed a new transmission. How about that?
I believe you're referring to Hassan Whiteside.
Absolutely,
Very expensive Buick. Look, and a lot of the depth that you're talking about that they lost was in part, right, to make that trade work financially. They got bad luck with
on the
Zach
Hoop
Collins.
Collective podcast that came out today, plug alert, Tim McMahon suggests that they shouldn't look to be buying, that they should look to actually be selling with this roster.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Collins is out, Nurkic is out, that they should be selling, and that just let's move on from this season and come back and try it again.
I will say this about Nurk. He's supposed to come back mid-season, but that injury that he had, and we saw it with Paul George, look, it is going to take him a while.
And
How
Gordon
long
Hayward.
did it take Gordon Hayward to be himself, a full season?
And we're talking about a 7'1", 285-pound guy. It's a lot. It's a big difference.
So when you think about Nurkic coming back, don't just plug him in with his old numbers and old presence. It's going to take him a while to work back up to what he was. To your point about maybe Tim McMahon last season. We'll see. Steve Kerr, definitely a gap here in Warriorsville. He's very familiar with LeBron James. He's coached against him in 4 NBA Finals. He had high praise for LeBron's athleticism before last night's game. Here's what he said.
I think I've said it before. I mean, probably the best athlete to ever walk this planet. When you think about it, like strength and power and speed and durability, I can't imagine. I've never seen anybody in my lifetime in any sport who I would consider a better athlete.
Best athlete ever to walk this planet. That is a high bar. BS or real talk?
That's real talk. That's real talk. For the first time in my life, I agree with, second time, I agree with Steve Kerr. We haven't seen a guy like this ever in life.
No Muhammad Ali, no.
Jesse Owens. Jesse Owens wasn't 6'8", though.
I haven't seen a guy like this. I mean, literally, we could. You know what? I was watching the video about 2 weeks ago when Braun and KD had this flag football thing going on.
I was present at that game.
And I was sitting up here.
I remember.
And I was sitting up here like, man, this just can't be real. Like, we just will never see an athlete like this ever again, in my opinion. So I'm with Steve Kerr on this.
Also, don't forget that it also mildly inflates Steve Kerr's 3 championships over LeBron as well. Always praise your vanquished opponent.
I mean, look, this is why when we get back to the conversation about, what Anthony Davis should do in terms of taking care of his body through the regular season, there is the idea that LeBron sets a tone for the rest of the team when LeBron says, if I'm healthy, I'm playing, I'm not taking resting, I'm back-to-backs, I'm not load managing, I'm not taking any games off. You cannot look at what LeBron James does and say, I'm going to follow that plan, because nobody is like him in terms of physically how they can have that sort of endurance. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.